What is your name
My name is Ashley Danko,
and what is your age?
26.
Where are you originally from?
I am born and raised in Florida.
Nice. And where do you live now?
I live still in Florida, in Bradenton, Sarasota area.
Nice. What is your occupation?
I am a teacher, kindergarten teacher at Terra Elementary School.
Very nice. You're getting ready to go back to school?
I am. I'm super excited.
Nice. When do you guys start?
Teachers go back next week, and then August 10th, students come back. So this is the
Very
last
cool.
full week of summer.
Very cool. So, when you were asked what Embrace the New You ETNU Spotlight title best represents your journey, you selected Positive People. Why is it that this title best represents your journey?
I chose positive people because that is my mindset. I always try to stay positive. I always try to keep a smile on my face. I live every day through kindness, just making sure that everyone is happy, that there is no negativity in the world. That's just my biggest thing. I, any sense that people are upset or mad, I can feel it. And I'm just like, you know what? We need more positivity in the world. If I could just make someone's day, make someone smile, just that's what gets me through every single day. So when I saw that, I was like, definitely positive people. Because if anyone knows me, I always have a smile on my face, or I love to dance. I'm jumping around on the dance floor still with a smile on my face. So I would definitely say positivity is the key to everything.
That is wonderful. And it does absolutely fit you. Can you please share your journey to embrace the new you?
Yes, I was asked to come on because I am on a weight loss journey. I lost over 60 pounds. When I first started, I was almost 200. And then it hit me one day, and I was like, you know what? It's time for a change, not in a negative way. Again, just I wanted to do this for me, just be on this goal and journey for me, just to make myself healthier, make some better choices. And I decided it was time to start eating healthier, start putting myself first, and I lost over 60 pounds. So,
Wow. And
yeah,
how long ago did your journey start?
I started about 3 years ago. Three
Okay.
years ago.
Okay. So it took about, how long did it take you to actually lose the weight?
Well, at first, the way I want, the moment I wanted to start losing the weight, it was my college graduation, and I realized I wanted to look and feel my best just because of how hard I worked. I mean, it's always been a dream of mine to be a teacher, and now that it was finally coming true, I was like, you know what? I want to feel my best and I want to look my best. So my mom was actually on a journey called Optavia, and she was losing the weight so quickly, and I was so proud of her. And I was like, you know what? I've always been in my head. Let me do this journey with you. So we both started doing this amazing journey. It helped us lose the weight quickly, but in the end, it wasn't the healthiest option for us. Um, just because it was one of those diet plans where you were only allowed to eat one full meal a day, and even that full meal you had to like portion what you eat and watch what you eat, and then the whole rest of the day it was just a 100-calorie snack. So it was really barely any food, which
Wow.
wasn't good in the end. But it helped us lose that weight quickly. And once I started losing that weight, I was like, wow, I can really do anything I set my mind to. So it was a really long process. It took I would say, 6 months to a year to really see that change. Once my college graduation came, I was my goal, and I literally couldn't believe it. And afterwards, my mom and I decided to take a break. And once we got off of Optavia, we started gaining the weight back, just because it was like, whoa, like you're eating more food now, you're hungry. So we just kept eating, and I started gaining that weight back, and I started losing the confidence, losing the positivity, because I was like, wow, all my hard work is now I'm hungry, and of course you should eat, of course. So we just couldn't really help ourselves, and we just kept gaining the weight back. And that is when we actually met someone at we go line dancing at Joyland. We met someone through Joyland, and she was working for this weight loss company where they not only do injections to help you control what you eat, but they also set you up with a diet plan where you're supposed to eat 3 meals a day, and you're focusing more on protein rather than unhealthy foods. So once we started that, I say we've been on that for a year and a half now. I've been able to maintain my goal weight, and I've been able to keep it. And I'm actually getting married in December, so I'm working really hard to keep this weight because I've never felt more myself. I've never felt prettier. Of course, everyone is so pretty in their own way, but it's just we're always our worst enemies in our head. And it's just the most rewarding feeling in the world that I'm waking up every day and being on this journey and going to the gym and working out every single day, or as much as I can, and eating healthier just so I can keep this positive glow.
That's awesome. Would you say then it's a true lifestyle change? So it's not a diet, but rather a change in your
Yes.
lifestyle?
At first it was definitely, I was like, okay, we're just eating healthy. And it helped us like lose the weight, but we weren't able to maintain it that well. And at first my mom and I, we dance all the time. So dancing, of course, you burn so many calories. But once we started losing the weight, we're like, you know what? We need to tone it now. Like, what else can we do? And my friend actually, one of my friends showed me the gym, and I was, again, another rewarding feeling in the world. You go to the gym and at first it's very overwhelming. There's so many different things to do, so many machines, but you get with that one special person, like, okay, this is what you can do this day and this is a plan you can follow, and it's just, it becomes second nature to you. And once you finish a workout, you're like, yeah, I just did that, and I love it. I find now that I'm on summer, I've been trying to go every other day, and it's literally the best feeling in the world. Like, it's just, now it's just putting myself first and making the most healthiest choices that I can.
That's great. You definitely have a positive glow about you. Not just
Thank
because
you.
you're getting married, but you
Yeah,
just
I
in general have
know.
a
Thank you.
positive glow. Where do you find the strength to overcome your challenges?
Like what I was saying before, we're always our worst enemy. And I always get so in my head. And I think the strength that I get is all through positive people, all through my friends, all through my family. I, of course, we have those days where we're like, wow, I feel 3,000 pounds right now, or wow, I really want McDonald's. Like, but my friends and my family are always like, treat yourself. Like, you deserve to have one special meal once a week. Give that self a cheat day, as I like to say. Or hey, if you want to go have a special drink with your friends, go have a special drink with your friends. You don't need to be so on top of everything. You have to enjoy life. You have to be able to put yourself first. Yes, make healthy choices, but also enjoy it at the same time. And I was always, I still am. I'm always my worst enemy. Like, my biggest feature that I'm like, wow, I could do better on is my stomach. I can see myself losing weight everywhere else, but just my stomach. And everyone's like, well, I don't see anything. And I was like, well, thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm like, it's always in my head. I was like, any wrong thing I eat, I just think of the calories. I just think of all the weight I could gain. And all I see in the mirror is my stomach. And my mom, my dad, everyone at Joyland who just encourages me every single day, my fiance, my best friends, they're like, stop. You look beautiful. You made it to your goal. Appreciate the journey that you're on. You go to the gym, like, you'll make it up. Like, don't worry about it. So it's definitely the positive people around me, which helps me stay positive as much as I can.
That's great. What was the biggest obstacle you faced along your journey?
The biggest obstacle would definitely be, I hate to say this, but comparing myself to others. All, like, social media is such a big influence to me, and I am constantly on it. And especially going out line dancing every other day, we surround ourselves with people who we compare ourselves with. And there were so many times where I was like, yes, I'm on this weight loss journey. Yes, I'm going to the gym every single day, but why can't I look like her? Or why can't I have that confidence like her? Why can't I wear that? And there's been so many times where it's so funny. When I first started this journey, I would be in t-shirts and baggy clothes, and you wouldn't be able to see anything, which is just, that's how I was. And now I reach my goal, and any little, like, anything with me, I show my shoulders. Or like last night I wore a shirt that showed my belly a little bit. I was like, oh, I can't do this. And my fiance's like, stop, like, you look beautiful, show it off, show what you've been working so hard for. So again, I would say the biggest obstacle was just surrounding myself uh, with the negative emotions in my head, and just being like, wow, she looks beautiful. I want to look that beautiful too. Which I know in my head, I was like, I know I'm beautiful, but we're always our worst enemy. I don't want to compare myself, but that's constantly what I did every single day.
I think it's hard to do, but you definitely look beautiful.
Thank you.
What advice would you give to someone currently facing their own struggles?
As cheesy as it sounds, never give up. I used to always have that motto in my head, especially with school. When I was going through school to be a teacher, ever since I was little, that's always been a dream of mine. And when I went to college, I was faced with so many obstacles. That's kind of where I gained the weight. I would overeat and just be so stressed out. I wouldn't even think about the calories, wouldn't even think about how much I was eating. I was just thinking about how stressed out I was, how many homework assignments, how many due, how many internships I had to go to. The biggest thing for me was all the teacher tests I had to take. And it got to the point where I almost didn't even become a teacher because of all the tests that I had to take.
Oh.
And but that was another journey I had to go through, not to get away from this.
No, you can share that too.
But going through school, it started all the way up in third grade. They would give us these standardized assessments, and they would put the pressure on, hey, if you don't pass this, you get held back. And in my head, I was like, all the friends I made are going to move on and I'm going to get stuck behind. So I was never a good test taker. And then when I made it to college, I was like, I want to be a teacher and I want to show the world you are not based on your test score. You are based on what you put forth. Like if you are so confident each and every day and you know you can put your mind to anything, you can accomplish it. Like it does not matter if you failed that test. What matters is how you come back from it. And so throughout my journey through college, I was just overeating because I was faced with 8 teacher certifications. And they were holding graduation over my head. They were holding even being a teacher. They didn't care that I got all A's all throughout college. They didn't care that I was making a difference in the classroom. All they cared about were my test scores. And the moment it hit me was when I was interviewing for schools. And I didn't even get my degree yet. I had graduations in a few months. And I sat in on an interview, and the first thing I said, I'm not even close to passing my test, but I love teaching. And they hired me. And they're like, we don't care about the teacher exams. We know you're going to get there. What matters is I can see your passion with teaching. And that kind of what helped me through this weight loss journey was you can really accomplish whatever you set your mind to, no matter how many people are telling you, no, you can't do it. No, you can't do it. Like the test score, you're defined by that test score. You're going to pass. You're going to accomplish your dream. So that's why I was like, okay, I faced my biggest fear of those tests and I was able to pass them all. Luckily, the week after graduation, I passed my last one and I was like, yes, we did it. And that's when I started the weight loss journey because graduation was coming up. And I was like, you know what? If I could get through that and if I could get through all the negatives of them telling me, no, 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 you can't do this, I can accomplish another biggest thing that I've been struggling with since I was little was my weight. And I was just able to do it and I was able to push those negatives aside and just tell myself, yes, you can. And I did it.
That is awesome. Your students are very lucky to have you as a teacher and
Thank you.
understanding it's not just about test scores and
Exactly.
that
I mean,
every child is different.
exactly. And even in kindergarten, it's sad to say it, I have to give them tests. We do one at the beginning of the year, one in the middle of the year, one at the end of the year, and they're 5 years old.
Yeah.
And I have to put them on a computer for an hour. And I know it's not us, it's the district just wanting them to improve. And I totally understand, but that's where the pressure comes from is all the tests. And of course, they're 5, they don't understand the pressure of it. But then when they get to 3rd grade, it's like, hey, you're going to get held back if you don't pass it. And just,
Yeah.
it's sad.
With the Embrace the New You designs, which ETNU design would you say most resonates with you and why?
Oh, I love this one. I would definitely say the butterfly. And again, going back to teaching, during the last few weeks of school, I actually do a butterfly unit where I show students that butterflies start as a little tiny egg, then they turn into a caterpillar, then they get bigger, chrysalis, and then a butterfly. And then once they reach the butterfly stage, we all go out, we say goodbye to the butterfly, and we let it go. And I think that's just what resonates me with the most because it shows change, it shows growth, it shows metamorphosis, how it starts off as a little tiny egg and turns into a beautiful butterfly. How another thing is how each butterfly is different, and that's another important thing. We're all different in our own way. We're all unique, but that doesn't mean that we're not important as a next person. We are all our own person. We're all have the ability to do whatever we set our mind to. We all have the ability to grow. We all have the ability to change. We all have the ability to put ourselves first. And that's just what I think of as a butterfly. That butterfly starts off as an egg and then flourishes into a beautiful butterfly that grows and just sets out into the world and does whatever it wants. So
That's amazing to watch that process too in real life,
my kids love it. It's just a big thing I do every single year.
How has the Embrace the New You mantra inspired you?
It inspired me just to stay my positive self each and every day, just to take each day and see how I can grow from it, see how I can learn, see how I can take all the negatives and turn them all into positives, not let the negative voices in my head win, not let the negative things around me win. Just take each day and know that how far I've came, how much I made a difference, and how I'm going to use these and just keep growing from it. Every obstacle that I face, we have our bad days, but there's going to be moments where we look back on it and we're like, I did that. Like just knowing the positives are coming, and we just look to each day with a smile.
Very nice. Is there anything else about your journey you would like to share?
Um,
I
trying to
think you
think.
mentioned you're getting married.
Yes, yeah, I am getting, well, part of that when I first started this weight loss journey. Thank you.
You're welcome.
When I first started this weight loss journey, like I said, I went line dancing with my parents, and that was when I was still not at my goal just yet. I was still pretty heavy in my head. But um, the dancing is what made me just go out there and just find my confidence again. And through the dancing is where I met my fiance. And I wasn't even at my goal weight yet. And he told me he called me a little firecracker on the dance floor because I'm literally just hopping all over the place. And we call one of our best friend who introduced us, Iris, we call her the mayor of Joyland because if you're just standing by yourself, she'll pull you out there and she'll say, hey, try this dance, or hey, let's take a picture together. Or hey, if you're standing by yourself, have you met this person who also is standing by themselves? So she actually introduced my fiance and I. And ever since that day, like he saw me go through all of these ups and downs and all of these obstacles, and he still stayed with me. And he's just amazing. Like through this journey, again, just my parents and him, the most constant positive thing in my life. And through dancing, through him, through all the positivity, I was able to make it to my goal of being a teacher, make it to my goal of losing all of this weight. Like I couldn't have done it without them and my best friends. Like just so many positive people in your life that encourage you to want to do better for them. So I would definitely say that's a fun fact is I met him line dancing. My parents also met line dancing. So
Aw.
it's a big, important thing in our family. And it's just him and of course all the positive people in my life is what keeping me at this and keeping me through this journey.
Well, thank you. You are definitely a positive person, and we greatly appreciate you sharing your journey and how you had to learn to embrace the new you. And if Ashley's story helped you today, please share it and help spread the message to embrace the new you. Thanks again.